Again, just a way of explanation as to process. As you recall earlier in the meeting, we reviewed 2 ordinances, and those ordinances require a public hearing. Then we normally then deal with resolutions, which do not. What we do have is we have a portion of the agenda that is voluntary on our part, called public forum, and we have individuals who express an interest in wanting to address one or more of the issues that we have on the agenda, or any issue in general, whether it's included in the agenda or not. And it is our practice to want to be as inclusive as possible and allow as much access to the board as possible. We do ask that the individuals who come forward to speak limit their comments to 3 minutes. That also is customary practice in many public meetings. So I'm going to, or if you have no further business for the formal board meeting, I will conclude that and open the public forum. Very good. We have 3 individuals who have asked to speak, and what I normally try to do is, if they've identified the subject matter and it relates to one of the resolutions, I try to recognize that and give that individual an opportunity to speak to that resolution prior to our taking any action on it. From my interpretation of the comments today, they did not relate, the 3 that we'll hear do not relate to a specific resolution that we dealt with, but more on general issues relating to the agency. I call them in the order in which they signed up, and the first is Darrell Sturdy. Good morning, Ms. Sturdy.
Good morning. Thank you, Board of Directors, and I want to thank you for wanting to do the right thing about safety and make sure that things are going the way.
Excuse me, Darrell, can you make sure you're speaking to the microphone so everyone can hear?
I wanted to thank Mr. Bethel for just checking out more on the safety side, and I really appreciate that. Again, my name is Darrell Sturdy. I've been before you before. My son died 6.5 years ago, light rail on a crosswalk. I've been here and spoke. I've been and spoke since the first of the year. I know that the last month when I spoke to you that you don't want to have a citizens review board. We talked in February at the board meeting when there was another fatality, and according to the national safety standards, that within the 24 hours they would put together information on the accident. They would call on Skype and do it so that they would talk to the National Safety Committee. Then they would follow up and talk to them. I took it upon myself to get some public records from TriMet to see how we were doing on the safety. I asked for 4 direct things: the driver's account of the accident. I also asked the safety committee findings and how they judged an accident, the National Safety Council member determination and reports regarding the accident, and the ODOT supervisor's name and who of each accident. My findings came out that there had been 3 accidents, and the one from November, they actually had solved that one and said that it was non-avoidable, but your other 2, they have not. Tina Lowe sent me a copy, and she said that she could provide the rails from the operator, the accident review board findings from November 22nd. The last 2 accidents do not have a determination yet, and the staff informed her that the 2nd and 3rd one, which is about the accident review board findings, they have those. And number 4, ODOT does not supervise any of these accidents. I'd gone to Salem, and when I passed the law, ODOT was there. ODOT sat up there, said they do oversight for TriMet. This year, I also went to safety meetings with Shelley, Steve Banton, and ODOT gentlemen, and they said that they oversee that. But I get a letter yesterday that says they do not. According to the National Safety Standard, the SOP 575 and the SOP 75, TriMet has 24 hours to find out about the incident and the accident. So we have two that are out there about a month old that we don't know whether they were preventable or unpreventable. At the bottom of the letter, which I've already talked about, was ODOT. This last weekend killed 2 people. I live each and every one of these. I believe it's because I've worked 6.5 years and been trying to help make it safer, and it just seems to get worse. To me, it's a culture and it's a change. You, the board, are the oversight. You are doing your job for the public to make it better. I know I don't need your permission to keep trying to get a safety oversight, but I thought you sure would like it to be better through the public's eye. From what I see in the news, the public doesn't have much faith in TriMet. What are we going to do to ensure them you are going to make it better? The City of Gresham and Mayor Bemis, we had sent a letter for an oversight board to try to help. Remember, there are a lot more mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers that now live my life. Just imagine if one of these close to you, what would you do? My son has the saying, dream big. I will continue on this journey until someone holds TriMet accountable. I'd heard earlier that you guys have a financial citizens review board. Well, that's good. You guys review everything. Why can we not have safety professionals and a board to seek these accidents? They're coming one right after another. And I know that you want to bring the safety citizens or the national safety, one gentleman in, but why wouldn't you want to have 4 or 5 people, a board like you, go through each and every one to make it better for the public? And I feel bad for these people this last weekend because they do live my life. It's on a crosswalk. My son was on a crosswalk. We really need to sit back and think about that. Thank you for your time. I truly appreciate it. But please, just consider it. Then we would have a board of people that know what they're doing and they can set them in the right direction. It's a culture. We need a change.
Thank you, Ms. Sturdy. John Charles.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is John Charles, President of Cascade Policy Institute. I'd like to talk to you today about OPEB, other post-employment benefits, in the context of your ATU negotiations. The last board meeting, you adopted a 2-page statement, policy framework for 2010 total compensation structure. And the very last sentence is where the important phrase took place, which is to be sustainable, the future cost of TriMet's benefits should not grow faster than the growth of TriMet's underlying payroll tax revenue. Now, given that your payroll tax revenue has been declining for the last 5 quarters, that is a significant statement. That means benefits would decline. But basically, those revenues will go back up. And so this is a statement about constraining the rate of growth. This is a great thing to have been adopted 20 years ago. But it's too late now. The horses are long out of the barn. Your unfunded liabilities for other post-employment benefits are staggering. I'll call your attention to this green sheet that I just passed out. This is the result of several months of investigation done by a colleague of mine, Jacob Cito, with the Oregon Politico, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of ours, just released yesterday. It's a ranking of 100 public entities out of the 1,700 in Oregon on the question of